All right, here we go. All right. So we're going to do gods in 5, 4, 3. Hey, this is Joe and Tom from Drunkards of the Sun.
Another fucking fun, drunk episode coming to you courtesy of Drunkards of the Sun. Anything in life's work could have been ahead of you. Tom and Joe from Drunkards of the Sun.
Join us every week on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify.
Yeah. Podcast that's about anything and everything under the sun.
Check it out.
Joe's drunk.
Yeah, we both are fucking drunk.
Stop it.
Hey, welcome back to the Drunkards of the Sun with Tom and Joe. You know what, Tom? This is another classic Joe episode where I've been watching Netflix again.
Oh, fuck. It's always Netflix.
Well, because I don't know why it's Netflix. It's just what's on. But you know what I caught? Cosmos, the new one. Have you watched Cosmos?
See, they've got a few new ones. They had the one that came out on TV a while back with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yes.
And then they got one that just came out not too long ago.
It's
that's
about,
like different worlds.
Yeah. Now, I'm talking
Which one
about,
did you watch?
I'm talking about the Neil deGrasse Tyson one.
Yeah,
the one that came out.
Well, they're both, because the other one they brought out was Neil deGrasse Tyson too.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I have seen episode 1, but anyways, I watched that episode. And
So you watch Cosmos?
I watched Cosmos, just a regular one.
Yeah.
The redo with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, the redo. Yeah.
And I caught some Hostile Planet.
Ooh.
And as a
Hostile Planet is fucking badass.
It is.
The first episode is all about mountains. It's a Nat Geo show that's fucking wild as fuck.
It is.
What they do is it's just they're recording wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
And they start off
Wild
the
America.
first episode is in the mountains. So it's the wildlife and how people and how animals survive in the mountains.
Exactly.
Go.
And then the very opening shot blew me away. It's this leopard hunting whatever it's hunting on the mountain.
Snow leopard, by the way,
Snow
which
leopard.
is one of the most elusive cats in the world, which didn't get photographed not till recently.
I was going to bring that up, but you got it. But yeah, they're
Because I
filming
know
this
my snow leopards. I love leopards. I think they're one of the baddest cats in the world.
Anyways, this leopard catches its shit, but they both tumble down the fucking mountain like 200 feet, right?
After that, they cut to these birds that are on this fucking tall as fuck. Like
It's 400 feet high.
It's like because it's in the mountains, but
Yes.
it's like a pillar.
A pillar.
Like they find the highest peak that they can find, and they
so-
nest there, so nobody can get to them.
Exactly. No
Unless you
predators.
fly there.
Yeah.
So when they're born, they have to fly down.
Well, not
And what
fly
they-
down.
When they fall down, fucking birds just
Only-
basically fell.
Fell. All the way to the ground.
And if they survived, they survived.
It was just like, boom.
Now that's a hostile fucking planet. Like that's basically your good luck.
Exactly.
So on that note,
and I watched that,
and then you watched Cosmos.
I watched
So
Cosmos.
Joe must have had an epiphany
That was the result of me thinking, there's got to be a God.
that there has to be.
There
one.
has to be a God.
Here I was thinking Joe was an atheist.
It was just like, it was weird because, like, these are two sciencey shows that you wouldn't, especially Cosmos, that type of thing. But I was like, there's got to be some kind of God. This couldn't happen without a God.
This is what's crazy. We're kind of flipping our stances because I was real spiritual, and I still am spiritual. And I'm not saying there's not a God,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of worried that there's nothing after life. The reason I say this, and this is tied in with God,
Yeah.
the reason I say this is because there's a guy I work with.
Okay.
He was in a bad car crash, pronounced dead like twice, I think he said, and he was in a coma for like 6 months.
Wow.
Right? So I asked him, I go, what was it like in a coma? He goes, nothing. I remember, and then I woke up. It was like I was asleep.
Okay,
right?
yeah, that's what I would imagine though. That's
right.
what I would
But then he goes, but they told me that they pronounced me dead like twice, I think he said.
Yeah.
Right? I said, so you didn't see no light, no nothing? He's like, no, it's just like it was black. That makes me think that there's nothing there. It's like if a guy was in a coma and died twice.
Yeah.
He didn't see nothing.
Nothing.
I'm sorry. And I want to believe that because I don't want to die thinking that there's nothing there, right? Now, I'm completely fine with dying because we all do it.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
And I feel sorry for the people who haven't lived as long as I have.
Yeah.
Like, I feel more sorry about that than me dying, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But it just makes, there was a time where I felt hope that there was something after we died. Now, talking to someone who's been there.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Technically, he's been there.
Yeah. And he's experienced nothing.
Experienced nothing, just blackness. So, there's no white light you walk into. There's no one saying, "Hey, man, grab my hand."
Some people.
There's no demons.
Some people say that. I've seen stories both ways, though.
Yeah,
I've seen stories both ways.
I have too. And the thing is, like, it makes me wonder, like, the people who say they saw something, did they see something?
I mean, but
or was it their mind playing tricks on them? Like, your mind plays tricks on you.
We dream all the time.
I know. So, now, the only redemption I can think of that dark thought is that like, when you do help someone out, or you do, like, something good, you do get, like, this warming feeling over your body.
You do feel it.
Like, to me, is that just a form of, like a drug? Or is it, like, a spiritual part of you actually awakening? You know what I'm saying?
That's a good question.
Because
I almost think, like, it could go either way there.
Right.
Scientifically, it could go either way.
Yeah.
Or it could be spiritual.
Right.
But it could be both at the same time.
And it's crazy, isn't it?
It is crazy.
I just hope, Joe.
I do hope.
I hope when I die, I get to go to somewhere else. I hope I don't come back to Earth. Yeah. I don't want to come back to Earth. I want to go to, like, I want to go to, I don't know, a realm where it's just energy or just whatever, like something. I want to do something different.
Something different. You've had enough of this.
I've had enough. I mean, I haven't had enough of this because I don't want to die. I haven't had enough of this. I haven't had enough of this. I don't want to die. Trust me. My life is good.
Yes.
Like, if I could go someplace else after this place, it'd be someplace where I'd want no wants. It'd be a place where I could exist, but without having to eat, without having to sleep, without having to fucking, but I do want to keep my emotions. That's the thing. Okay. Because emotions, people say, I want to get rid of my emotions. Why? Because you don't want to feel sad. You don't want to feel pain. But in order to feel sad and pain, you can't feel joy. You can't feel laughter without those emotions. So I do want to keep my emotions. I just don't want to fucking sleep or shit. Yeah, so that's my next generation of, if there's something past this life, that's what I want.
I can agree with that. I can totally agree with that. But
so what would your idea be?
Well, I was just thinking, like, I wasn't really thinking about the afterlife. I was just thinking about...
Yeah, but if there's a God, you're thinking about that. That's tied one and one.
I wasn't really. I was thinking about, like, if there is a God, what form is he? So I got to thinking of all this crazy shit. Like, is there just a dude up in space, like Galactus, like floating around? Every time I think of God...
You think of Galactus?
I think of Galactus. Like, what's he standing on? Like, what you said about Galactus.
This is true.
Like, he's out there. Like, is there just some giant being out in space that we could see on the satellite or some shit?
We have been to space.
We have been to space.
And I don't think they've caught any video of Galactus or anything like that.
I know, but what if one day we did? What the fuck would happen? Would you freak out, or would you be like, oh, like, what would you do? What would your reaction be?
I don't know what my reaction would be because I've never seen anything that is that. The only I don't know. I don't know what my action would be because I can't say what it would be because I've never seen anything that wasn't believable.
Yeah. It was freaking me out, though, because space freaks me out in general. But I was thinking, yeah, it does. And I was thinking in general, like, if we ever saw him in space, like, imagine how many...
I mean, you already imagine him as Galactus.
Yeah, exactly. But wouldn't you freak the fuck out? Like, what would you do if you saw a picture of God?
Like, I don't know. But the thing is, if he showed his face all the time, like, hey, we're turning around the moon, like a moon evolve, like you go around the moon, and you go around God, it's like, it's sun setting, but God's face is there. And then it's like, and you'd be like, hey guys, and like, we gotta go this time. So you gotta go from 4 to 5 to say hi to God real quick. Like, is it revolving? He's like, he's right there.
But see but that would be just common. But what if he just showed up and he's like peering down and you can see his face and be like, holy fuck, what is that? Like,
well, that's when he makes it common. The first time he does it, he's like, hey, I'm here for good.
You think?
Like, holy shit! And then everyone's like, he's like, I'm here, I'm peaceful. Like, one, what would he say? You think he would be able to communicate with us?
I would imagine that.
Like, I cannot communicate with an ant.
Yeah.
I cannot communicate with a plant I put in the sea, in the earth, right? Yeah. So but what makes you think that God's going to communicate with us? He's probably like, like, hurts our ears.
It probably would.
That's why he doesn't show his face. He's like, they don't understand
number one,
me.
it would freak us the fuck out. And number two,
God turns out to have a cock on his lip face. He's got a vagina for lips. It's like, what the fuck? He's like, I tried to put him here. I didn't think it looked right. I always, like, God always thought second about himself. He's got a dick on his nose and a vagina in his face. He's like, when I create something, they're not going to have this here. And they put it here instead. He's like, this looks better, don't it? Ganesh is like, I don't know. I have 6 arms.
Oh, shit. But who's the...
I can see me dying early. I've talked so much shit. I'm hoping I'm making God laugh right now. I hope I make God laugh and I get to go to my comfort zone. I die.
Wait, but when it comes to that...
He fucked up. Yeah. Tom dies on air. Good thing we're not live. All right, I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
It's all good. But, like, who's to say that God can't die himself? Like, if we just found a dead body of a god in space, like that planet in fucking Guardians of the Galaxies. This is like floating head and
celestial.
Shit. Wouldn't that be wild? That'd be wild, too. If you found a giant in space.
So, but that doesn't give me more comfort of dying, Joe.
No, it doesn't. That
makes it worse.
I'm not trying to
That makes it worse because it makes it like God is basically us. So it's basically us cloning people, right?
I get it.
It's like, so like the clones are like, where do I go when I die? I don't know. I just made you. I don't know where you go. You just die. That sucks.
Wouldn't that be?
That'd be some shit. God's like, he's like, you know why I made you humans? I don't know, to be omnipotent? No. I was fucking in a bad relationship. This chick broke my heart. She said I'd never amount to nothing. I said, well, I'll create something. She goes, show it. And I created humans. That's what God did. It's fucked up.
You never know.
I'm going to die early.
I'm going to die of coughing. But that was just something I was thinking about.
I'm going to die of my comics at the floor.
Another thing that I brought up, I had all kinds of thoughts when it came to God. Because I was like, I saw the solar system and I brought it up in Cosmos, and I was thinking about this before Cosmos said it. And then they said it.
I love how you said Cosmos like as a person.
Yeah.
Before Cosmos said it.
Before they brought
a TV show, Joe.
Before they brought it up at all. I was also thinking about it. And I was like, the solar system looks like an atom. What if the solar system was just a fucking atom in a fucking gigantic being, and all we're doing is traveling to other atoms and shit?
I missed that episode of Cosmos.
No, he just brought it up. He was like, it looks like an atom. And I was like, yeah, it does. What if we're just on an atom in a being? Like, we're part of something's body, and all this shit is just like make-believe.
This episode is scaring the fuck out of me right now. I never thought of that.
So all that dark matter...
I've watched Cosmos, and I don't remember that part. So, fuck.
So all this is just make-believe, and the atom is in a body of God. So we would be part of God's body in that situation, in my mind. And what if...
This is Joe's mind. My mind's blown.
But what if there was, in our atoms, were other solar systems? And that same shit was going on in our own bodies. Like, there's a Tom and Joe inside me doing drunk under the sun type shit on an atom. So, yeah.
Fuck.
I may have been...
That's too deep, Joe.
I may have been smoking.
That sounds like you're doing more than that. That sounds like you're on some mushrooms or something. He's like, I took some ayahuasca the other day. Next thing you know, I'm seeing atoms splitting inside of me.
It would just blow my mind though. It's like, because it looks like a solar system, and an atom look very similar. We could be part of God's body, traveling.
I mean, that's really trippy. That's why you don't see him.
Exactly. That's why you don't see him.
Because we're in his kneecap. Where's his kneecap?
We're wherever, anywhere.
So what happens to his splooge? What's that? Is that just like sun spurting out?
Maybe.
Like a fucking a shooting star is God shooting a load? Pooh! Like, see that shooting star, son? I do see it. God's like, ah! Star comes flying out.
You never know.
And what I do know though is I'm going to go to hell if there is one. I'm probably going to fucking roast. You know what's going to happen, though? I'm going to go to hell, and the devil's going to be like, tell those God jokes again. He's like, that shit is hilarious.
At least you wouldn't be getting tortured.
I wouldn't get tortured.
Like
I'm like, listen up, guys. Everyone's just like, look at this guy. He's like, what's he doing down here? He's funny. What did he do? Like, all these serial killers, mass murderers. What did he do to get here? He told some God jokes. They're like, oh, he told God jokes? And then I just entertained the fuck out of him. That's fucked up. All the angels are watching up from upstairs, like, they're like watching on TV that they scrambled, like scrambled porn. Yeah. So it's Tom jokes. You're like, meow.
He's coming.
Yeah, when God's coming. You're like, turn it off. Yeah, turn it off. Station they're getting from hell.
Yeah. It's a good point.
It's a good point. We don't know. Joe thinks God is our kneecap, so
no. But
that's pretty trippy though.
He could be the Earth or the solar system.
I mean, that reminded me. That's a pretty trippy thought, though,
because it would be everywhere, surrounds us and binds us. So God would be the force. So,
dude, you're blowing my mind. He's blowing my mind. He's making me scared. Everything.
All right, I'll
Joe's like, why am I making you scared? You're the one talking shit about God.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's comical. If it was a cartoon, everyone would watch it.
Yeah, this last one might offend.
It's going to offend the fuck out of everyone, but it's better than our religion show. So, whatever.
What if God was Bigfoot? That's my last thought. What if God was Bigfoot?
Now I know you've lost it. Why would God be Bigfoot?
Listen,
you fucking lost it now. What if God was Bigfoot? You know the guy everyone's looking for? He can't find him. You know why? Because he's God.
There's only one of them. That's one of my...
And every religion has seen him? Is that what you're saying?
Well...
The Himalayans, the Native Americans,
he is everywhere.
Canadians, whatever.
He's everywhere. This
you know who hasn't seen him though? I've never heard no Mexican tales of Sasquatch.
We need to look
Only
that up.
Chupacabra. No, that's South America, right?
No, it's Mexico too.
Is that Mexico?
I believe. But anyways, my thought on that.
I wonder why that is. Probably because of hair. It's too hot in Mexico.
Maybe.
All right, we're off topic.
But
no, we're not on topic because Joe just dropped a bombshell.
He thinks God's
Bigfoot. That's a bombshell.
And this is why. This is my argument for why.
This better be a huge hairy argument.
Okay, there's in this argument, there's more than one God, and they all create the solar system. And they're like, all right, with your last powers, you go to the Earth. Or you go to whatever planet you want to go to, and you make whatever you want. But when they made the solar system, they didn't realize that evolution existed. So Bigfoot goes down the Earth. He's like, I'm going to make these Bigfoot. We're going to chill, smoke weed, and all this shit like cavemen. Well, a million years later, he's like, what the fuck happened? Because everybody lost their hair. They left the fucking woods. We're out doing whatever, and now God's just out in the woods by himself. Pissed off, shaking trees, like I can't get the fuck off of this planet, type shit, throwing rocks at us.
Bro, I'm just gonna say, this sounds batshit crazy.
It is. It really is.
Like, one.
I knew it was
Where are the the other people coming from?
The other people went to other planets.
So these are other... So
the other gods went to planets.
let me get this straight.
With the last of his powers, he came to Earth and made other Bigfoot. But the other Bigfoot evolved
lost their
into
hair.
us.
They evolved to us. So there was a flaw in the program, is what you're saying.
Well, they didn't realize evolution existed on account of...
Why didn't the god Bigfoot... See, this is where you got me fucked up. Why didn't the god Bigfoot evolve?
Because he's already in god form. That's who he is.
So God is a hairy fuck?
He might be. You don't know. I'm not trying to say that God is Bigfoot. I'm just saying, what if he was?
And everybody at home is going, no! Say something else!
But it makes sense. You can't find him.
It makes no sense, Joe. It makes no sense.
I think it makes sense.
It makes sense, Tom. You can't find him. Maybe because Bigfoot doesn't exist. So, are you saying God doesn't exist?
No, I'm saying Bigfoot exists and he's God. But that's not really what I'm saying. It was just, just an option.
No. It was a terrible option. Like, I know all the options to go with. I think Bigfoot's God, Tom. What? Yeah, Harry Henderson's? He hit God on the side of the road.
Maybe he did. You don't know.
The only time I would buy that is if there was more than one gods, right? So what Joe's saying, if there's more than one gods, you have a hairy one, you have a beautiful one, you got a squid one.
You don't know.
You don't know. So they're all walking the earth. Some are swimming.
No, they're not all on this earth. Only Bigfoot came here, and he made everything. That's what was my argument.
See, that's again. Again. Why would one Bigfoot go, you know what?
It's Godfoot, not Bigfoot.
This is horrible. This is as bad as the skits we've done in the past. God's Bigfoot, Tom! Don't you know?
That's our life's work. Amounted to this.
Starting a Bigfoot cult. Yeah, that's what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to hear this and go, you know what? He's right! God is Bigfoot. So you're going to start seeing signs like, God is Bigfoot. God is Bigfoot. They're like picketing.
It's a new QAnon. But it's not lizard people. It's Bigfoot.
It's Bigfoot. Like, that one would tell you cake. Because they're like, you know what, though? All the conspiracy theorists could get behind it. You know why? They were like, does it make sense?
It does make sense.
That God and Bigfoot are one and the same? It makes sense.
It would be me.
You know what's so funny? Is I'm making fun of that. And as I'm saying that, you're like, it does make sense. And I'm like, no, I'm making fun of that. It doesn't make sense. It's stupid. And you're like, yes, it does.
Because I'm the cult leader, Tom.
He's the cult leader. He's got to start somewhere. He's going to go to Pennsylvania with all the Bigfoot sightings.
Yeah.
All these he's going to go to people who cited Bigfoot and be like, you've seen God. And they're going, I have seen God. That's going to be his first followers, and they're going to get their family members, because their family members are like, she's not crazy. She saw Bigfoot. He's God. You know, Joe's starting a cult here.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. Fucking shit.
Oh, that was just a couple
So that is what happens when Joe watches Hostile Planet and Cosmos. He thinks Bigfoot is God.
Yeah, you should probably
Fucking
get me off the
Christ.
streaming services.
That was Drunken the Sun with Joe and Tom.
I have nothing
This
to say
was
for myself.
when shit went crazy.
Yeah.
You seen what happened when we thought crazy thoughts? It's actually Joe's brilliant thoughts turned crazy due to the fact because he watches too much TV.
Yeah, I do.
So, whatever. Make sure you check us out. Tune in. You if you watch it, you've seen the intro, and now you're about to see the extra. What is it? Outro?
Outro.
Exit. Peace, bitches.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning in to Drunken the Sun. This is Joe and Tom.
Thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody. Like and subscribe.
And thank you all for subscribing and liking. From Drunken the Sun, the podcast about everything and anything under the sun. So check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Instagram. We're posting new shit every week.
See ya. What the fuck was that?
I don't know, but hit that.